The Braid Flexi tank is made from a proprietary polythene formulation with an advanced superior barrier system guaranteed to hold up to between 20 to 22 metric tons of liquid, making the Flexi tank ideally suited for many of today's finest wine products and other non-hazardous liquids. Find out next how you can use this revolutionary product in your next consignment. First, the container must be swept and its interior cleaned. It is important to remove any sharp objects on the container floor or wall that may puncture the Flexi tank. Check also for any serious deformation of the container wall. Make sure the container does not have any decal panels. Upgraded containers must have a gross weight limit of at least 30,480 kilos. You will need sufficient lining for the floor and walls of the container. Line the wall up to a height of about 170 centimeters. Secure the sheets with adhesive tape at regular spacing along the container walls. After lining the longer sides, cover the container floor and the rear wall as well. We are now ready to install the Braid Flexi tank. Depending on the type of liquid you're transporting, you may wish to line your container with corrugated paperboard or layer pads instead. We recommend pieces of 233 by 170 centimeters. You will need about 11.5 pieces for a 20-foot container. Be sure to line both the walls and the floor of the container. Keep the lining in place with adhesive tape. This is what a properly lined container should look like. Now to fit our 24 kiloliter top-load discharge Flexi tank. Open the Flexi tank carton only when it's inside the container. Holding it by its packing film, lift the Flexi tank out of the box and gently place it on the container floor. Then remove the empty carton from the container. Unfold the Flexi tank so that about 3/5 of its length is nearer the closed end of the container. If you are fitting an 18 kiloliter tank, position the Flexi tank so that it is centered in the middle of the container floor. Folds on the left and right should be about equal and should be touching the container wall. Finally, put up the tri-wall to the rear of the container. Secure the opening with metal bars. The bottom bar should be about 20 centimeters off the floor, and the top bar about 127 centimeters from the floor. Fit the remaining 3 bars evenly between the top and bottom rungs. Next, secure the tri-wall to the metal bars with cable ties at both ends of each bar. Close the left-hand door. Paste a warning label. Loading will begin shortly. Connect a loading hose with a female coupling to the Flexi tank valve. Make sure the valve is open and the hose coupling is tight. Support the loading hose with a rope and make sure the valve is kept upright. Keep the left-hand door closed at all times. Turn on the pump and product supply. As the Flexi tank fills up, check to see that the valve is not bent or stressed. Make sure that the hose does not get entangled inside the container. Keep the hose tangle-free by adjusting the rope as the Flexi tank fills up. Make sure that the loading temperature does not exceed 60 degrees and that the flow rate stays below 800 liters per minute. Each Flexi tank must be filled between 95% and 103% of its stated capacity. When the desired capacity is reached, disconnect the hose coupling and hoist the hose out of the container by the attached rope. Replace the dust cap. You can now close the right-hand door of the container. Finally, secure the container door with a security seal. Following procedures apply for discharging a top-load discharge Flexi tank. Tilt the container towards its rear by adjusting the suspension. Check that the seals are intact and that the left-hand door is firmly bolted. Then, carefully open the right-hand door. Leave the left-hand door closed until the tank is fully discharged. Connect the female cam lock of the discharging hose to the Flexi tank's male cam lock. Tape the cam lock coupling to prevent it from loosening or coming off. Suspend the discharging hose from the door latch using a strap. Now, open the valve on the Flexi tank and turn on the pump to discharge the product. Allow the hose to drop with the liquid level. You may remove the bulkhead and tri-wall after discharging your Flexi tank. By following the correct procedures, you can expect residue of no more than 50 litres, depending on the viscosity of the liquid. Load discharge Flexi tank. First, lift the Flexi tank with its box onto the container. Carefully lift the Flexi tank by its packing film out of the box. Lay the Flexi tank on the floor and discard the box. Next, unfold the Flexi tank on the container floor as we have demonstrated here. Make sure the left hand and right hand folds are about equal. Keep the Flexi tank valve at about 75 centimeters from the right hand side of the container wall. Once the Flexi tank is aligned, secure the metal frame and align the positioning plate with its opening at the bottom. Position the valve housing foam to the opening and secure the valve tightly to the metal frame. The Flexi tank is now connect a hose with a female coupling to the Flexi tank valve. Make sure that the Flexi tank valve is open and the hose coupling is tight. Secure the loading hose with a rope and ensure that the valve is kept in an upright position. Turn on the pump and product supply and monitor the loading until it is completed. The loading temperature must not exceed 60 degrees Celsius, and the maximum flow rate must not exceed 800 liters per minute. Make sure that a minimum load of 95% or a maximum load of 103% is achieved. Tank. Adjust the chassis suspension to create a slope down the rear of the container. Remember to choke the wheels for safety. Cut open the seal and carefully open the right-hand door. Leave the left-hand door closed until the tank is fully discharged. Connect the discharging hose end with the female cam lock to the male cam lock on the Flexi tank. Tape the cam lock coupling to prevent it from loosening and coming off. You can now turn on the pump. By following the correct procedures, you can expect residue of no more than 50 litres, depending on the viscosity of the liquid.